Hello and welcome to Vtuber Talk. I'm your host Jay and thank you so much for joining us this evening. For those of you who haven't been here before, Vtuber Talk is designed after classic late night talk shows. Everything here is live, casual, and the goal is to simply have fun conversations that will entertain people who are already familiar with the guest while still being accessible for new fans. Please welcome my guest for this evening, Maple.
Hi, I'm Maple. I'm a tree, that is all.
A tree indeed, and I'm so excited to have you here, Maple. Glad to give you a bit of a change of scenery. Now you're inside of a studio as opposed to inside a laboratory.
I love the lab, though. People love the lab. They've gaslit themselves into liking the lab.
I suppose after almost 700 attempts, you do have to sort of just, learn to love the lab.
I think people have developed that sense of, God, what's the term again where you learn to love your kidnapper?
Stockholm Syndrome.
They all have Stockholm Syndrome.
Yay! So I guess that makes Oak our captor. But yes,
or at least a lab bench.
Something like that, yeah. So for anybody who might not be familiar with what we're talking about, Maple, you are nearing attempt 700 in your Kaizo Ironmon attempt. And for anyone who knows Kaizo Ironmon, you hear 700, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's not so bad.
Yeah, I think for the typical Kaizo Ironmon player, they're kind of expecting you to go into the thousands, you know?
Yeah.
So like 700's like okay. Although my best attempts were like in the earlier attempts, so it's kind of been unfortunate.
How far did you make it in your furthest attempt so far?
Both of them actually got past the 5th gym.
Oh wow.
So that would be Koga, and one of them died in Blaine's gym because I wanted to go for Blaine has a badge boost after you beat him, so you get more special attack and special defense, which is kind of neat. So I died there, and then the second time I got past Koga, I ended up dying inside of what was it again? Silphco. Parish Song.
Oh gosh, Parish Song.
Parish Song is definitely something.
I forget. You're not allowed to even carry a second Pokemon as a defense against Parish Song, even just to like switch in and switch out.
Oh no, you're only allowed to use one, really. The only second Pokemon you're allowed is for HM Slave.
I feel like Ironmon should have, at least for randomizers, that there should be something in the randomizer that just removes Parish Song. I feel like that's so that in particular is such an oppressive thing.
Ones. I think there's like different versions of the game, not Ironmon specific, but I believe Roguemon has removed the unfun parts about the randomizer, but I am playing the one with the most pain.
You're going for the pure run. You're going for the...
technically not the one with the most pain since there's Super Kaizo Ironmon, so I'm just playing Kaizo Ironmon. So I'm not exactly going for the one with the most pain. Just like a relatively good amount.
Now, I know Pokemon pretty well. I've played every gen since Gen 1, never done competitive level stuff or Nuzlocke, but I've watched a fair bit of Nuzlocke content, and I'm just sort of racking my brain. Other than the ability Soundproof, which would be obviously once again randomized, I'm trying to think, there is no item that can, well, you can't use items anyway, so that wouldn't work. There's no way to cleanse Parish Song short of switching, right?
Once you get hit with Parish Song, the only cure is being deaf or switching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, I suppose that makes the ability Soundproof just incredibly powerful in Ironmon runs.
Really good. Like,
very
you get
niche
to avoid a lot of really powerful moves as well. For example, Hyper Voice is like I forget if it's 80 or 90 power move.
Yeah.
And you basically render that one useless against you. The Supersonic, I believe, also Grass Whistle, Sing, that kind of stuff.
Actually, yeah, gotcha. Yeah. That does make you immune. Well, it doesn't make you outright immune to those statuses, but it nullifies some of the most common instances that would inflict those statuses.
Yeah, Soundproof is really, really good. It is the defense against that kind of shit.
I'm sure there have been many heartbreaking moments, obviously almost 700 at this point. Do you have any favorite moments of success? Something where you snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, got a role that you shouldn't have gotten, something that just sticks out as this was such a badass moment?
Okay, after 700 attempts, it's a lot easier to remember the deaths than it is success, okay?
That is unfortunately fair.
It is 700 attempts, and it's 700 attempts because I've failed almost 700 times, not succeeded, so...
Yeah.
I'm going to say that the amount of success I've found ever heavily outweighs any, tragedy. There have been a lot of tragedies.
Yes, indeed. So I guess I'll broaden that question. Do you have any favorite Nuzlocke runs just overall? So obviously not this one necessarily, but I know that you've done other Nuzlocke challenges over the years. So do you have any favorite runs from those?
Favorite runs from those? Let's see. I'm trying to remember all the ones I've done. I've done like a Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Art Lock before, where you draw the Pokemon that you catch and that kind of stuff. That one was a lot of fun. It was like my first ever like Nuzlocke that I've done on stream. It was my first time playing Pokemon on stream. There was Pokemon Black and White 2, which I tried to do an Art Lock for, but I kept dying. So that one I don't think I ever finished. Then I had a Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Soul Link. With the first one was with Shorty. It's been a long time, but I believe that one we finally succeeded after 25 runs. And it seems like Gen 4 is kind of really cursed for me, especially just because next time I did a Gen 4 Soul Link with another partner named Mad Rucksack, we also took a very, very long time. Was that also... God. What run was Platinum? I don't know if anyone actually remembers. Was it also 25 or some shit? It might have been.
Yeah, and those take longer, especially when it's the Soul Link
Gen
runs.
4 has not been kind to me.
Do you have a favorite Gen?
I appreciate the special physical split that Gen 4 brought, but Gen 4 in general has not been kind to me.
Yes. I was actually going to say, do you have a favorite Gen that... I don't know if Gen 4 is my favorite Gen, but I think Gen 4 introduced probably what I would say is the most important single battle change of the game, which was the physical special split. I know a lot of people really hold Gen 3 very high, and I find it difficult to go back and replay original Gen 3, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, definitely, but just the lack of physical special split in the originals is rough. But do you have a favorite?
For me, nostalgia would just be like Gen 3, just because like it was my first Pokemon game when I tried it. So my first ever Pokemon game was, I think was it Ruby or Emerald? It was one of those. That would be my first time playing like Pokemon on an emulator anyways.
Hey, everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah. So I played it there, and then my only time playing like the actual game, because kids are stupid. So I asked another kid in like, I forget what grade it was. Hey, that's Pokemon Pinball. Can I have it? And they said yes. So anyways, I don't know why I asked them if I could have it, because I didn't own a Game Boy.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So I just had the cartridge.
Or rather, I suppose it doesn't make sense. But it makes sense of why you had to go to an emulator to play.
I didn't own a Game Boy at the time. I had to wait for my cousin to upgrade to his Game Boy SP for me to get his old Game Boy Advance. But at the time, I asked him, can I have that Pokemon Pinball? And he said yes. And I was like, cool. So I just had this cartridge with no way to play it. And
yeah,
I was
just sort of looking at it in your hands like,
yeah.
So what do I do now?
Nothing. I did absolutely nothing. It was just mine.
Who was your starter for that first original run?
Was for like my first ever Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Like in Ruby or Sapphire. I think it was a Torchic. And then I restarted and I did a Mudkip. And then I restarted and I chose a Trico.
And was Trico the first one that you beat the game with, or did you beat the game 3 times, once with each starter?
I honestly can't remember, because the way I played Pokemon or any game, because I feel like I was born to Nuzlocke.
Oh yes, you've mentioned this on stream.
If something goes wrong or I can't figure it out, I just reset the game. And I just do it again. And then maybe in the next life I figure it out.
You've been unknowingly or perhaps unintentionally Nuzlocking, or some approximation of Nuzlocking, since you were a child.
I remember one time I couldn't figure out where to go after I beat Flannery, the 4th gym leader, and I completely forgot that our dad was a gym leader. So it didn't occur to me to ever go back to visit Dad. So I just reset the game.
It's been
And I
a
said,
minute
"Take
since
two."
it's been a minute since I played Gen 3, so I can't remember how good the in-game messaging is for, hey, you're supposed to go backward now.
Yeah, we're supposed to go back and fight Dad. So it never really occurred to me that I had to go back and find Dad. So I just reset the game.
I don't think I
Yay.
ever reset my games intentionally, but there were a couple of instances where my games got reset because the save file got either accidentally deleted by my sibling in one case. They were like 2 years old, so I know it was legitimately accidental. And one time when there was something that caused it to get corrupted, but I do know that in those repeated runs that you do get better because you remember, hey, this is what I need to do here. This is something that was sort of difficult, so I'll prepare for it there. And you can't exactly use those types of learnings in a randomizer run, but I'm sure for those first games for Ruby Emerald that it made a difference.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember for like those like initial games, because like I just remember going, okay, new game. Okay, it's new game time. And then I just went back and did everything again. And then somehow I figured out that I needed to go fight Norman.
You eventually
Who's
get
our
there.
dad.
Yeah.
Eventually I got there. The same thing would happen for other games like Megaman Battle Network where I couldn't beat this one guy. So I decided that I would just reset the game, get good, and come back at a different life.
I cannot tell you how happy I was the first time I saw you streaming Mega Man Battle Network, because I think that series is, like all of the games in the series, it's so underrated, such an underrated gem. I'm sad that the series didn't continue, and I'm kind of surprised that we never got sort of more Battle Network likes, for lack of a better term, that the system they have in there, obviously it's very different from the other Mega Man games, but I think it's something that, you know, a couple of other games have used, but not many.
Yeah, like thinking about Mega Man Battle Network, I kind of like the way that you can build your chip folder or your deck, really, and then that you can combine them in a lot of really funny ways that are just really, really broken. There's a channel that I follow on YouTube. Every now and then they upload, and it's just them in Mega Man Battle Network 6 one-shotting bosses from full HP just because they have a really good chip folder.
Yeah, because obviously there's lots of deck builder games out there. There's lots of roguelike deck builders even. So it's a concept that I think players are generally familiar with nowadays. And, you know, that's one of those series that if Capcom were to ever announce Mega Man Battle Network 7 or, you know, a reboot to the series, and they had the Legacy Collection, I think it was called, or the Remaster Collection. So I'm hoping that was them sort of testing the waters, seeing, hey, is there interest for it? And that if the sales were good there, that they might be able to justify going back and saying, hey, let's make a new one.
I like always pray that there's probably gonna be a Mega Man Battle Network 7, but I'm also very doubtful that it's ever gonna happen, just because the way they ended Mega Man Battle Network 6 is like, oh yes, oh I guess spoilers, since I technically haven't finished 6 on stream yet. Close your ears,
spoilers.
I guess. Oh, spoilers about Mega Man Battle Network 6, a game that came out like ages ago. Lan gets married to Male. They have a child named Patch. And then it ends and Bro's successful scientist. The end.
Well, I mean,
spoilers.
So Battle Network 7 is you playing
Needs
as
to
Patch.
be about his kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at that and say, no, they haven't ended it. They've set up the sequel perfectly. And also, oh my gosh, Maple, I just realized. The whole reason that they haven't made Battle Network 7 is because they've been waiting for the real-time difference. So, by the time that they release Battle Network 7, Patch will be canonically the age that Lan was, because that much IRL time will have passed.
Wait, what year does Battle Network take place in again?
I can't remember. I think don't they usually use like 20XX, so they don't actually say the year.
But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like they envision us, by the way, to have like AI, like pet companions, like Tamagotchis that help control society. I believe they thought it would be 2005.
Something like that. I mean, wasn't...
yeah, they thought we would have flying buses in 2005 or 10.
Yeah, I forget which series, but there's a whole bunch of them that assumed that 2025 was going to be the year of flying cars and high cyber tech. And nope, we are sadly not there. But we are in the age of VTubers, so I'll take it.
We have anime people talking to you.
And I suppose we have AI companions to an extent. Not Navi tech yet, though.
Mm-hmm.
But also that's kind of fortunate because, man, they were able to do some really messed up stuff with the net navies, especially, like, not just the criminals,
like that,
but in general. I look at that and say, that's a lot.
I personally find it very funny that the cyber lion made of bug frags, if he gets to the seaside area in the internet, it will poison the IRL water supply.
Yeah, you'd think that, speaking of patches and bug fixes, that someone would patch that little thing out of just like, hey, let's make it so that guy can go over there and it won't cause IRL cataclysmic resource damage. That'd be nice.
Yeah, just maybe. That'd be very nice.
QA team was obviously, either on vacation or maybe they just didn't get the files before they went to release. Who knows?
I also like in Battle Network 2 where we're responsible for stopping a guy from blowing up the dam with explosives. So that's always neat.
Memory serves, I think there was it was like either a bomb threat or some sort of hostage situation at the amusement park for one of them.
Let's see, hostage situation at the amusement park. That does sound familiar, but let's see. The Battle Network 2 blowing up the dam, that's the bomb threats. And there were bombs just chilling around the campsites, and we had to go stop them.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. Battle Network 3, we were tricked into installing programs that spontaneously set the machines on fire and almost killed our father. Battle Network 4's tournament arc, and then we had to save the world from a giant robot who was inside a meteor that was going to destroy the Earth for being bad.
I mean,
Battle
hey, that's
Network 5, our dad
the world
gets
is par for the course at this point. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just kid, you're 10 years old, 14, and you haven't saved the world yet. Get to it.
Yeah, in Battle Network 5, our dad gets kidnapped. Our friends lose their AI companions for like the entire game. And we have to go save our father. And then Battle Network 6, well, the guy from the first couple of games, well, he's still alive and kicking. He's back. Except we moved. That's it.
Hey, gotta have that new locale. And now there's a side piece,
and they give us really cool transformations, and I think they're really nice.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite in the series?
For like, the bosses we have to fight, or in terms of transformations?
Games as a whole, but then also separately favorite boss, regardless of if it is in that favorite overall game.
As a whole, I think I like Battle Network 6 the best. For other Battle Networks, I think I do like Battle Network 5 a lot more, like, after going through them again, just because, like, I didn't have to play Battle Network 3 because that was me on a friend's channel. I just had to kind of read out the voices, so my job was a bit easy. But the back and forth, like, missions in Battle Network 3, I do remember them being a lot shorter when I was a kid. So going through the missions again as an adult, I'm just like, ooh, this is a lot of time. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe not. So I think I like Battle Network 6 and 5 the best, and then 3, and then 2. 1 and 4 are kind of just chilling there.
Yeah, because I played 2, 3, and 4, never actually got to 5 or 6, but hearing you say that 5 and 6 are your outright favorites makes me want to actually go back. And I suppose it's not surprising that you expect as they go on that they iterate and just, streamline things, quality of life things, and just make a better balanced game.
I like how quick, the chip inputs feel in, like, the later games. Because I believe until Battle Network 4, I want to say the chip inputs feel very slow. The program advances for the cannon. I feel like spamming the cannon that causes the enemy to get iframes is kind of like counterintuitive, because you get 5 seconds to spam a cannon, but after like the first 2 shots of a cannon, they get iframes, and then
and then it's like, okay, so what am I doing with the rest of this?
Like, oh, yeah. So they got a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like the inputs were a lot quicker, which is really nice.
Yeah. 5 and 6 were on the DS. I know that 1 through 4, I think, were on GBA.
Only 5 was actually on the DS.
Only 5?
5 had like a different version exclusive for the DS, and everything else was on GBA.
Wait a minute, then where was 6?
6 was also on GBA.
Oh,
the 5 had like
that's
a funny
right.
version.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they had the port there.
Yeah, 5 had like a version that was called like Double Team, where you get to have both Proto Man and Colonel.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that was really it. Unfortunately, it didn't do anything similar for number 6 on the DS, because it would have been nice.
Yeah. No, I forget. Have you played the other Mega Man games, or is it just contained to Battle Network?
It's kind of just Battle Network and Star Force. In terms of the other Mega Man games, I once opened up, I believe, Mega Man 0. And that's it. On the emulator. That's about it.
I forget which one it was, but I attempted to play some traditional Mega Man game after having played Battle Network, and was just like, it's a run-gun platformer, and just didn't do it for me. And, you know, I know obviously that's Mega Man's roots, that's the bread and butter of the series, but I'd like to see them experiment a bit more. So here's hoping.
Yeah, I think for, what's it called? The older Mega Man series, I've played 0 maybe, like, a little bit of it, but I also had, like, cousins come over at that time I opened up the game, and I think during the entire, like, family gathering, I think he might have just beat the game for me, and I just had 0 interest in going back. After that, I was like, oh, okay, I guess, well, I saw the ending. The girl's crying, bro's gone, and I'm just here and the party's over. Okay, maybe I'll try this sometime in the future. And now I'm a streamer.
Yeah. Now, did Yu-Gi-Oh! Come before or after streaming for you?
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! I watched Duel Monsters as a kid, right? So I feel like that would definitely be before streaming. And in terms of opening cardboard, that came once I had disposable income.
Very fair.
Yeah. The booster boxes will always come once you have disposable income. And I want to say Yu-Gi-Oh! First and streaming later. Because I used to go to locals. And then I started streaming. So now I no longer go to locals.
Yeah. Plus, you know, now with Master Duel, that it's easier than ever to actually get your fix and play without having to, all right, I'm traveling over, and I need to wait for the event to start, and I need to pay for the event entry fee, and then I need to wait however long between rounds, and that you can just play more, and you know,
it just took way too long.
Yeah.
Because like, I would like get like my group together. We would drive up like, I want to say 40 minutes to go to the locals that wasn't like always super full. Because like I live in an area that has a lot of like Yu-Gi-Oh! But because there's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Events at the bigger stores tend to be already like, full at capacity and really, really okay, so like one time they had a like, okay, they're like a locals inside like a mall, and you kind of just see them have like these little tables with the plastic chairs outside of like the actual like, in the mall area playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm like,
nah,
it's okay. I'm okay playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Inside the store, but like if I'm intruding into the mall hallway, I think that's fine. I think that's I'm good. I don't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
I have
that
to assume
badly.
mall security probably didn't love that anyway.
They probably didn't love that, but like I'm sure the boba shop that got a lot of business liked it.
Oh, true. And I say this as someone who for a while has played Magic and used to go to FNM quite a bit, but you know, now that Arena's out, that it's just much more time efficient to play online. I'll usually go in person for like pre-releases and maybe one draft every couple months, but
I'll go to a YCS to say hi to friends, but like, I won't go there to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because it starts at 9 a.m., like the first round starts at 9 a.m., which means I'll have to be at the venue by like 8:30, get my shit together, and I'm not normally awake before noon.
No.
I'm not gonna be awake to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, certainly not. I have friends who do competitive and not for Yu-Gi-Oh, but for like One Piece and a couple other card games. But I enjoy watching high-level competitive play. I have never enjoyed playing high-level competitive play because at a certain point it just becomes a little too degenerate for my taste.
Yeah, I guess for Yu-Gi-Oh! It's also pretty hard to keep up. I don't know how it is for Magic in terms of like meta and like keeping up
Eh,
with meta and that kind of stuff. It tends to be kind of expensive.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't done much competitive myself, so I can't really speak to it. But the meta
Mhm.
does change every so often. Depending on the format, the price can vary. But just, yeah, I enjoyed what's called limited play. So in Magic, that's sealed and draft, where you don't actually go in with a pre-made deck, and that part of the skill involved is the assembly of the deck, whether it's through the draft process, picking one card at a time, or sealed, where it's you get 6 booster packs and build a deck from that. And I remember going to Yu-Gi-Oh! Pre-releases way back in the day, and while Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't designed for limited play, that's how they did the pre-releases back in the day, and I think they still do.
Mhm. Yeah, pre-releases, you kind of bring your own like deck to play though, but you get a chance to open up the new packs like in
Oh,
advance.
okay, so they
Yeah,
changed
so
that.
you still bring your own stuff. Like when I went to a pre-release for Yu-Gi-Oh, like you have a chance, you get the chance to buy like the new booster box, like the
Mm,
week or so in advance. The cards still aren't legal for play. Let's say if a YCS like happens, but still you can get your cards early. Really, that's like
mm.
the entire like appeal of it.
The ones I went to back
And
in the
you
day.
get to win like a mat. I won a mat
Yeah.
one time.
Ooh, yeah.
Not via skill, via the raffle, but I like to say I won a
Hey,
mat.
you got the mat. You got the
Uh,
mat.
Better lucky than good.
Yes, indeed. And, back in the day, the pre-releases I went to, that you would get, I think it was 5 booster packs, and you made a deck of 20 cards, and just were supposed to play 5 matches or something, and then you'd get a 6th booster pack, and regardless of win-loss record. But now that I think about it, I think they did actually have a constructed one on the side where, like you were mentioning, that you could buy, like, up to a box or something and put it into the deck and use it there.
Hmm. Yeah, I think for the way Yu-Gi-Oh is like, you could open up the box, but I don't think you can add it to your deck just because you have to submit your deck list.
Mm. Do you have any favorite play styles or strategies or archetypes?
I play one deck. I play Black Wings. I play one deck.
Now, as someone who
That's it.
hasn't played Yu-Gi-Oh! In a very long time, tell me what the mechanic of Black Wings is. So I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Rules and general terminology, but I remember Dark World's whole thing was discarding cards from your hand to make stuff happen.
Do you want
Uh,
the Maple explanation or do you want the Yu-Gi-Oh terms explanation?
I want the Maple explanation first, and
Okay.
then maybe the Yu-Gi-Oh! Explanation, but I definitely want yours.
So, there are a bunch of birds.
Mm-hmm.
Simoon, banish another Blackwing. Get Black Whirlwind. Normal summon Simoon via effect. Get Sudri. Sudri, normal summon. Get Vada. His name is Pants, actually. He's special summon Pants. Pants into Blackwing Dragon. Blackwing Dragon and Pants. Ooh, that's awesome. That's great. Anyways, Nothung. And normal summon again. Sudri. Get another bird. Oh my god, Jamal. Jamal's here. Cool. Anyways, gang. Now make Boris Johnson. Blackwing Dragon. Makes Tax Dragon. Anyways, now he's another Tax Dragon. Here's just Patties. Here's another Tax Dragon.
I followed that more than I think I expected to, at least.
Yeah.
Because I understand conceptually I couldn't repeat that chain back to you, but I understand, especially knowing what I know about modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And how things sort of flow one into another, what it entails. The key points that I took away from this were a dragon is wearing pants, and just then there's this guy that is
Oh no, the
paying
dragon doesn't
taxes.
wear pants. The pants makes the dragon.
Oh, okay.
Pants makes dragons.
I mean, they say the suit makes the man, but in this case, it's the pants make the dragon.
Yeah. The pants make the dragon by
Pants make the
dumping
dragon.
birdmen to the graveyard. And himself.
Now, when I think bird in Yu-Gi-Oh!, I think way back in the day of Yatagarasu. I know that that's probably not the bird that you're talking about.
Nah, these ones are black wings. They range from actual birds to half bird, half men. They're just men in armored bird suits. It's really hard to explain that. Hi, I'm not into birds. I just think they're neat.
I just think they're neat.
And I like how they burn my opponent to death.
And back in the day when I did locals, because I did play Yu-Gi-Oh for a little bit. I played actually from the very start, kitchen table Yu-Gi-Oh, not knowing the rules because I was watching the anime and was like, what do you mean there's 8,000 life points in tributes? No, Yugi just, he puts Dark Magician on the field.
Yeah, he puts a Dark Magician.
Why would I have to tribute? That's silly. I'm not going to bother with that. Eventually get there, and that my favorite decks were, like I said, Dark World, because I enjoyed the whole discarding mechanic. I used Volcanica a bit, along with different control things, like Level Limit Area B, Gravity Bind, and just, all right, I'm burning you for 500 points a turn, or Dark Room of Nightmare is going to make it so it's 800 points per burn, and, you just don't get to do your thing to me, and I'll burn you away.
My deck will burn you for 700 damage every time you activate a monster effect, and I can have 3 of those guys on the field at once. So technically, if you want to activate a monster effect, that's 2,100 points of damage.
Yeah, and that most of the things that, to my understanding, that modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is built around, it's, you play a monster and that its effect is going to...
To be fair, I die to Raigeki.
True. My mind is still grappling with the fact of all the things they have unbanned over the years. The fact that Raigeki is no longer OP enough to be bannable that speaks to the power creep.
Yeah, wiping the monsters, sometimes they just have protection, sometimes they don't care, and sometimes they want to be destroyed.
I guess, is Monster Reborn still banned? Because I remember that it was banned and then unbanned and then rebanned, and I think that happened once or twice more, but it might now
Monster
just be unbanned.
Reborn's been fine for a while.
Wow.
Yeah,
Change of Heart?
It's just free. Change of Heart, that's also unbanned.
What, where do you stand on the Max C debate? Because all I know is that there is a Max C debate, and that Max C, to my understanding, is I think it's just a really powerful counter.
I'm a bit biased since I'm a streamer. I think it's good for streamers because it makes people get angry, and people like content.
It's content. Okay, that's a very fair answer.
I think in terms of actual gameplay, I'm not the right person to ask because I don't open up this game unless it's on stream. As a streamer, I think it's very funny if I get hit with the bug, and I just happen to have Called By or Ash Blossom, and I can tell them to eat shit.
Aha.
As a streamer, it's very beneficial for me. As a player, I can't comment.
Is my memory serving me right? Because I think Max C is, or is it Ash Blossom that's like the super counter, or is it that they counter the counter?
Ash Blossom you use if someone activates Max C. Because Max C will allow them to draw, and you need a special summon most of the time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because Max C lets you draw stuff, so it just becomes like sort of a deck thinner.
Yeah.
In that Ash Blossom.
Well, you also get more cards good. More cards good. And Ash Blossom can stop that.
Pot of Greed is still banned, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh,
yeah, Pot of Greed.
At least we have some semblance of standards left.
It could come back.
I mean...
I think it'd be funnier if it came back.
I feel like if you unban Pot of Greed, you're basically just decreasing the maximum deck size. I guess, there are spell counters, but at that point, is it but just with how much power is around?
For one day. The second day...
now you're on to something.
Yeah. I think it'd be funny for one day, just because the second day, everyone's just gonna make the same, a bridge joke. What does Pot of Greed do?
What does Pot of Greed do?
Yeah, it's funny for a day.
Yeah.
I think the second day is when it starts to be, really unfunny.
Now, I think you're onto something with the one day idea. April Fools, hey, either everything's unbanned or just Pot of Greed's unbanned. It's going to be one day, go wild, do silly things, and then we're going to re-implement sanity.
Yeah, in terms of, Pot of Greed being unbanned, I really don't care. I'm still playing the game. I entered the game again when it was... I don't know how to describe this as someone that doesn't play Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm trying to find the
describe
words
it
of
with relativity to new summon mechanics. So I stopped playing near the end of the GX era, right as Exceeds were first set of Exceeds was where I stopped playing.
So imagine you have your extra deck, right? And what if there was a card that said you can't use that?
That would be very powerful.
Okay, so anyways, that's when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I love the extra deck.
Oh no, wait a minute.
I love the extra deck because that's where my synchro monsters lie.
Mm.
I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! When that card was in everybody's deck.
Oh, so you were trying to use these cards you love and everybody was saying no.
Yeah, and I still played the game. For
Hey,
those
if you powered
in
through
chat
that, you can
know
power through most
Yu-Gi-Oh!
things.
Jet, Linkaribo, Halka-Fibrax, Despot, Linkcross, tokens, Blocker, Auroradon, more tokens, O-Line. Anyways, that is the combo I remember because I got hit with that so many times when I was just trying to play my regular ass Blackwings.
Just trying to have some proper Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster combat here, and they're coming in with all these tokens.
Yeah, so anyways, I entered Yu-Gi-Oh! Again during that era, so I think, really, if I can stay in the game in that era, then, yeah, I think I'm already broken enough to keep going.
Yeah, if you can endure that, you can probably endure most things.
Yeah.
Do you have an archetype
I'm pretty sure people know. It's like, I'm fucked in the head. That's why I play Kaiso.
I mean, hey, we're VTubers. It's sort of standard for the territory. Heck, I would go as far as saying it's all streamers.
Yeah, we're all fucked in the head, but like, you know, hi.
Is there an archetype that you wish they would print just a couple more cards for that you don't think has enough quite
mine. Yeah, mine. There's like 150 Blackwing cards, and most of them are fucking ass and useless. Can I get some good ones? Thanks. Awesome. Yeah, mine.
Xerox the Beautiful says, hated Hulkdon piles. What's Hulkdon?
Yeah, that was the one I was describing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you continue watching the anime at all, or just the game?
I watched Duel Monsters as a kid. I never really went back to watch it. I did just happen to randomly see like that Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, you know, official channel was streaming like episodes and that kind of stuff. And I clicked on it and I'm like, damn, I forgot how goofy everything is.
Oh,
like
it was
everything's
so
just so
campy.
funny. Yeah,
It's
it was
so
that one
over the
part
top.
where it was one when Yugi was dueling Merrick in Battle City and like bro was just an eyeball.
Yeah,
and
that's
Yugi
right.
was like begging, and Yugi was like begging the pharaoh to find a way to like save everybody. And then Yugi's like, just all you have to do is just figure it out. And I'm like, oh my god, that's like modern day of saying skill issue, pharaoh, skill issue.
Now, even if you didn't continue watching the anime, I know you've done cover songs of a fair few Yu-Gi-Oh! Songs from the later ones.
Yeah, I've watched GX, so not all of it, whatever was aired on, you know, TV. So we don't get the last season because I never made it.
Nope.
But I watched whatever I could of GX. I have like loose memories of it, like a dueling monkey, or that one time they dueled Alexis and then they went to go save Jesse from the Dark World, and then Jaden's friends abandoned him because they were influenced by the Dark World. Then he became evil. So that was all neat and everything like that. And everyone was a zombie. Yeah, good times. Everyone was a zombie. I watched all of 5Ds. I think 5Ds is the only one I actually went back and watched everything. So I went back to watch all the episodes that were like aired in the English dub, and when that ended, I went to go watch it, you know, Japanese dub with the English subtitles and that kind of stuff. So that one's the only one I actually have seen the series in full. Zexal, I've seen whatever they aired on TV, which is unfortunate because his English dub voice is kind of annoying. And let's see, I haven't seen any of Arc 5 except for random clips that showed up on my YouTube. And I've only seen a couple of clips from Link Brains.
Did you have a favorite among them?
Yeah, the one I watched all of.
Fair.
Yeah, that one.
GX is probably the one I watched the most of. I didn't end up watching 5Ds. I've seen clips here and there. I know that Jack Atlas is a character of all time. And the true protagonist from everything I understand. That too. I do indeed like card games on motorcycles.
I like motorcycles. I don't like it when they're like zooming outside of my apartment and then I have to record a cover. but like I like
Oh.
motorcycles otherwise.
Oh, Maple, I feel that on a spiritual level. There have been some cars where I live that have been cartoonishly loud in the past couple weeks. Like, I'm a patient person. I understand that noise happens. I actually recently lodged a noise complaint because it was getting excessive. So when you talk about, noise happening at the worst possible times, I sympathize.
A lot of times it's not the motorcyclist. It tends to be those like sports cars with the type of mufflers that specifically make the car sound like they're farting. Yeah. And I don't get the appeal.
Yeah, and just
I personally don't get the appeal, and I also think it makes them. Personally, I think you're small if you have that type of like car. I think you're small. I'm not gonna say where.
Gotta be compensating for something.
I'm going to assume all over. Personality-wise, height-wise, dick-wise, I bet you're all tiny. In fact, you're probably 2 feet tall.
Yeah, I don't need my car to make an explosion every time it starts.
Yeah, it feels like the equivalent of like a guy that does steroids to try to get girls, It's like that except for the car. You're on roids. And you are definitely easily hurt, self-esteem wise. And it makes me want to hurt them. But emotionally.
Or in Minecraft.
Oh.
Or emotionally.
Sure.
Or emotionally in Minecraft.
I prefer emotionally.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite among the covers that you've done, whether it's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Ones or others?
I think my favorite one is probably Aishite, Aishite, Aishite. The Love Me, Love Me, Love Me one, except the English cover. That one was the most fun to record, I think.
Very nice. And Maple's, I almost said SoundCloud. It's not SoundCloud, it's Spotify.
I have a Spotify.
Yeah. Spotify link is down in the channel panels if you're watching live. And for whenever this gets to YouTube, it will probably be a while because I've been very bad about uploading. But it'll be in the video description.
Something cents per listen. Please go listen for my point something cents. I like royalty.
Mm-hmm.
They eventually pay for a cover. Eventually.
Someday.
Do
you have any covers that you have announced? I don't want you to, reveal anything here that hasn't already been announced, but do you have anything that it is known you are working on?
Let's see. I'm working on a cover of Stay Gold by Otto and Jax Jones. It's actually, funny enough, the Beyblade X ending.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so Beyblade X, Season 2 ending is sung by Otto.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, anyways, I'm working on that one. Change the World, I'm getting the music video made. And if all goes well, there should be another music video up on my channel on Thursday.
Ooh, wow.
The 31st. Neat, right?
Has that music video and what it's going to be been announced, or is that something that folks will have to stay tuned for?
They can figure it out pretty easily if they just look at me, Arisa, and Mochi's schedules, but yeah.
Aha, well, then you should check out their schedules.
Yeah, just look at the schedule art. Actually, does Mochi release a schedule yet? Oh, I don't think she did. Oh, get fucked. Arisa and me then.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Do you have any songs that you haven't done yet that you really hope to do someday?
That's a good question. A lot of the times when I choose a cover, I'm kind of like, this would be nice. I think I could do this one. I do have like a music like backlog in terms of like what I'm have in progress or planned and that kind of stuff. But it's more of like what I'm feeling I can do that day. Because sometimes I sit down to record and I'm like, wow, my voice kind of fucking sucks today. Maybe I'll try again another day. And it's like my definition of fucking suck. I'm sure people would like it, but I listen back to some of it and I'm like, could be better. Tomorrow will be better.
Yeah.
Probably why recording covers, not just like the money aspect of getting it mixed. It's more of like, I don't like the way this one sounds. Particularly today. I will record another day.
Try again. Certainly, I feel like every creator, whether it is a streamer, an artist, a singer, is going to be their worst critic a lot of the time. That people hold themselves to a high standard and that they are always going to hear imperfections or even perceived imperfections much more than the average listener or fan, but that's how it goes. But that means that you're holding yourself to a high standard, and I am familiar with that to a certain degree myself. I actually recorded my first covers as part of a charity reward from my 3rd anniversary charity marathon, and I disliked my takes of everything with my own voice so much that I used a fallback plan, and the cover was for Big Iron. But I'd also impulsively done Stayed Gone from Has Been Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And where is it? And I found a wonderful Alistair filter, and I was really enjoying using it.
Oh, neat.
And every single take that I did of Big Iron, I didn't like. And eventually I thought, what if I did Big Iron as Alistair? So I did, and I did it in one take and was like, this is great. I like this so much better than my own voice, and that was what I used.
Yeah, for me, it's like, sometimes I know that, like, my recording is good, but sometimes I stumble across a mixer that doesn't know how to, like, properly mix my voice. So in that case, I normally just go, well, I'm not releasing mid, and I just find someone else to mix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not so fancy to use mixers.
I will release slightly above mid. If, like, you know, if it was, like, I would say my first couple of covers, I definitely cared a lot less. Yeah, now if I get back a cover and I think it's, like, just mid, I probably will never release it.
Yeah,
and I'll
fair.
just, like, take it at a sunk cost.
Yep. Sometimes it happens in that you at least have the takes that if you want to later try a different mixer, you can, or you can just, like you were saying, just try and re-record another day, and that, hey, you at least know that you got your vocals to, generally speaking, a place that you liked. So, hey, could be something for the future. Release the small cut of which one.
Schmol Maple.
Have you ever done a Schmol Maple cover of any song?
Oh, yeah, I have. She has her own little YouTube channel. It's like it was something for April Fools.
Oh, very nice. Now I feel bad that I didn't include that link.
Schmol Maple. Let me find you the link real quick. Are links allowed in chat, or should I just send this to you
send it to
personally?
me, because I do have links blocked.
Okay. Here you go.
Oh my god. Of course. I will have to listen to that later. That's so perfect. That's so... Psycho Card, no, you're not supposed to tell them! This is a very normal cover and is not an April Fool's joke at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's Schmol.
How did the Schmol voice in Redeem come about? Because it's something that has become iconic for you.
Yeah. One day I just decided that I wanted this. And then that's it.
I mean...
there's not much thought process behind a lot of the things I do, by the way. So unfortunately, I'm not the best person to interview, just because a lot of the times I kind of just go, so how did this come to be? And a lot of people will describe how they thought about it, how they put a lot of work into making their mascot, or about how they've, like, planned this out forever. And I'm kind of just be like, one day I decided that it would exist.
Hey, that's still a story of just, like, I was doing a thing and...
Schmol was not planned. Bro, her lore's out. I fell down the fucking stairs. You think I fucking planned that?
I mean, hey, that's lore, but...
Yeah. I came up with that after I fell down the stairs, because I fell down the fucking stairs! And that's how Schmol was born.
I mean, I completely understand wanting to get a small, cute model just for the heck of it. So, full sympathy there, yes. I don't have the small voice that you use for yours.
Yeah, that one.
I mean, I guess I could do a small voice like this, but I don't think it's actually very good. And it would probably end up getting a little bit difficult after a while, and I just don't think it's super professional.
So we'll just stick with the normal voice for now.
Yeah,
it's always nice having the small
one
ones.
day I decided would exist. And that's it.
And so it was.
Yeah, that's just it. Really, that's it.
Now, I know you self-rigged this model. Did you rig Schmall Maple?
Yeah, I drew myself, I rigged myself, I drew Schmall Maple, and I rigged Schmall Maple.
Oh, I didn't know that you drew Schmall Maple as well. I knew that you'd done yours, but wasn't sure if that was a variant that had been commissioned.
Yeah, so I drew Schmall Maple myself, and I also rigged her.
What was the timeline on that? Just start to finish, how long did that all take?
I don't know, actually. I'm trying to remember when I actually did it because I drew Schmall Maple a while ago, and I gave her her outfit a while ago. So I don't actually remember how long the process took.
Sort of blocked it out a little bit.
Yeah, I know some outfits have taken a long time, and at that point, it's like, I don't remember how long it took just because it took so long. And then for Schmall Maple, I'm just like, I have no idea how long this actually took.
Do you think it took more or less than... I guess... How long did this model take? Let's use that as sort of... Well, now we have to back up and ask the question, do you remember how long this model took? If you had to estimate a vague percentage of how long Schmall Maple took compared to this model, was it 20-ish%, more than 50%, or does that also escape?
I am gonna go back, find the model files, and see if there is a...
Oh, like a creation date, last modified date?
Yeah, you know, something
Hey,
like
that's one
that.
way to find it.
I can go find out. Let's see. Properties. Okay, well, it's like 2 models. Okay, so if I assume that... Okay, so it looks like I first created Schmall Maple's like Clip Studio Paint file at the very tail end of 2022. So December 2022 was when Schmall Maple's first model was going to get drawn. I'm going to assume it took me a couple of months to draw and rig her, and then sometime later I gave her a winter outfit. Spring was forever. Summer was the one that took forever.
Oh,
Summer was the one that took so long that I debuted my summer outfit in March.
It happens sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes life.
Then you're getting people excited for summer, because at that point, hey, it's tail end of winter, it's really spring now, and hey, let's get excited for summer. This definitely wasn't supposed to be last summer. Do not worry about it.
Yeah, that.
How long did Toad Maple take?
Toad Maple? Well, I used to make VTuber models, so there's like a Nintendo Toad. Just Toad. It's just Toad from Mario. And some guy like on Etsy, when I used to work off of like Etsy and Fiverr, just wanted to be Toad. And I was like, okay,
You got it.
Sure, why not? So with Toad, I took the Toad model, I put it on stream later, and I just slapped my hair on it. So it took 1 second of my own time. But like, you know, however long it took to make the Toad model, I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
Now, I know you're getting a new artist for your next model, so that one...
Yeah. I'll still do my own rigging just because I like to have that amount of control. And I'm also not a big fan of... I don't know. Sometimes I look at some VTuber models and I really don't like the fact that everything moves like they're made of Jello. It's a bit too much for me.
Yeah. I had the advantage
personally for me, I don't like when everything becomes Jello.
I had the advantage of being made of metal, and that the only thing that really wiggles for me is the tie, and it wiggles just enough. I do my own wiggles. Do you have any, well, I suppose I should preface this. Since you do your own rigging, that means that you are also going to end up being the one responsible for all the toggles. Do you enjoy making toggles, or is that something that you try to minimize?
Oh, I try to minimize that shit. I have all these toggles I barely use anyway. I know I'm not gonna use them, and they're really just there so that way I can like chuck them, the screenshots off the glitch stars, and they can make thumbnails off of it. Yeah, in terms of rigging toggles, I know I'm not gonna remember to like, oh no, there's a sad moment on stream. I gotta remember, oh, here's my cry button. Wham, I'm so sad. I'm not gonna remember that. Like, personally, I'm not gonna remember, ah shit, sad scene, crying time. Ah shit, I'm supposed to be mad here. You know, I think the toggles are mostly just good for thumbnails and that kind of stuff. But in terms of like actually being like time to press the shiny eyes button, doesn't exactly happen very often.
Yeah, I
Stupid hair
have.
toggle? Yeah, stupid hair toggle. It's my Yu-Gi-Oh hair.
Ooh, yep. That is definitely Yu-Gi-Oh main character hair right there.
Yeah, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh hair. The ones that I actually do actively remember to push, it's like, oh, here's a dual disc, you know? Because I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Haha,
Yeah.
dual disc. It makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
And like, I think prop toggles are a lot more useful than actual emotion toggles. I don't really care that my model is smiling during a sad scene. Like, people will tell that the scene is sad from like the way it's being read and portrayed in the game anyway. So
Yeah.
I find that toggles are just useful specifically for thumbnails.
Mm. Yeah, I have obviously no hair, but this
Damn, hate
one.
to hear that, but I'm sure you look great.
However, Strawberry, who did this PIPSQUEAK model, always has
Yeah.
a wig snatch toggle for every model she makes. It's just standard. It comes with the basic package. So she made one for me too.
Okay. Oh. You lost like the what's it? I didn't know what's called on the microphone. The capsule?
I don't know what it's like. Yeah, the little bumps. I don't know what it's called either.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's the capsule of the microphone. I should probably know this, but at the same time, I do record all my covers on basically what they call a gamer mic.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah. It's a USB mic, and a lot of times when I tell my mixer what I record on, they're like, oh, damn. Wow.
Wow,
It's
hey,
like, 'cause
you're
normally
able
they
to get
couldn't
good sound
tell.
out of it. Hey,
Yeah.
and that I've definitely heard that there's a lot of diminishing returns in microphones past a certain point, and especially for singing, unless you were doing like studio level recordings. But I used a USB mic for the first 2.5, I think almost 3 years.
I'm still on the USB mic. I don't
Hey,
remember
there's
when I
nothing wrong
got
with that.
this.
If it works, it works.
Let's see. Did I order? I'm pretty sure I ordered this mic off of Amazon. I might have like the Amazon order if I just search it up. But I'm going to assume it was in 2022 because that's when I actually started streaming.
Yeah, mine was the not even the Yeti Blue. It was the Yeti Blue Nano, which is not even like a proper gamer microphone, which is why I decided to upgrade. But I know that there's plenty of USB mics that are really, really powerful, and even if they are, quote unquote, the gamer ones, those are still gonna be sort of baseline good quality.
Yeah, basically. I do know, however, though, that mixers absolutely despise the Yeti microphones.
Yeah.
They just pick up everything.
Mm,
Like everything, even more than a regular ass like condenser microphone. I know they fucking despise the Yeti.
yeah, I always, like, even now, to this day, I have a sound booth, quote unquote. This sound booth is a soundproof blanket draped over me that is held up by a couple of shelves that have pillows lined on them and an extra mic arm that sort of keeps the center propped up a little bit. And again, if it works, it works.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, if it works, it works. All right. I bought the microphone in 2021, but never actually streamed until 2022. Awesome. I found it.
So you mentioned to me that Maple Story had an influence on Maple. And
No.
Or
I
I'm misremembering
mentioned that I could never play Maple Story.
oh, that's right. It was the other way around.
Yeah, I could never play Maple Story.
Why couldn't you ever play Maple Story? What is the story of Maple Story's non-Maple playing story?
So Maple Story was popular when I didn't have an internet connection yet.
That'll do it.
But that's not the reason. So my friend, had like this girl, right? And it was a
Mhm.
6-year relationship. So the girl told my friend that she was gonna go fly out to hang out with a bunch of girls in New York City. So she ended up flying out to, I believe, Philadelphia to actually fuck the guy that she was playing MapleStory with.
Oh. Okay then.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. And from there, that you naturally would probably not have interest in playing MapleStory.
Oh yeah, I'm never playing MapleStory. As far as I'm concerned, it ruined my friend's 6-year relationship.
Yep. I never played MapleStory. I played little bits and pieces of RuneScape back in the day, but I never really actually got into any MMOs. Did you?
MMOs, God, I don't think so, because that would require an internet connection. I didn't have that until midway through high
you
school.
mentioned that.
Yeah.
I should have seen that one coming. That's my own fault for asking.
yeah, I didn't have an internet connection until midway through high school. And like, if I just had gotten an internet connection, there's no way my parents are gonna pay for like, what the fuck's a WoW subscription?
Yeah. But for more, I would go as far as calling gacha games the modern evolution of an MMO. Obviously, there are still MMOs in the more traditional sense, but with online play and collaboration, even for some of the more aggressive gachas, shall we say, that's sort of what I think of as the MMO of today. And I know you've been playing Uma Musume. I forget, though, is that sort of something that you picked up recently because of the craze, or is do you play gacha games more outside of that as well?
I have played gacha games before that. Like, I think I played Love Live, School Idol Festival back when it was still alive. Yeah, I played Love Live for a while, and then after that, I played Fate Grand Order, and every now and then I like to log in and see how many, like, free-mo gems they like to give you after, like, being gone, and see how many like goals I have completed just for existing another year, which is awesome. So Fate Grand Order would be the next big one. And then everyone played Genshin Impact during COVID because it was the only thing you could play. And Honkai Star Rail came out, and then I jumped on the Horse Girl game.
Yeah.
Oh, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Well, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, I don't count that one as a gacha
well,
game.
I guess it's
just
Yu-Gi-Oh!
a Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Play platform. And yes, TCGs, I suppose you could call gacha, but that's a different type of gacha. But you're doing a box opening this week, and that is gacha certainly of a sort. So are you looking for anything particular in Justice Hunters?
In Justice Hunters, well, I have 2 boxes for myself, and I just open these cards for fun just because I don't play paper anymore. And then I sell whatever cards to buy more boxes
Just
in the
refund
future.
it, cycle it?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I try to cycle the money, and then I can just buy more boxes with the money I make in the last box. But the reason that I'm opening 12 boxes is because I'm doing box breaks for my viewers, and they ordered a lot of boxes for me. So I'm going to be there for
That's
at least 6 hours. I'll be there for at least 6 hours. If I average 30 minutes a box, and that's like me going a bit quick, by the way, since I'm going to be yapping, it's going to be a long time. I'm going to be there for a while.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Is Justice Hunters the newest set, or is that an older one?
It's going to be the newest set that comes out, and people are expecting it to be very meta, so that's why it's very hard to come by right now.
Do you have a source, or were you able to just get lucky on an order site?
I think my locals thinks I'm a scalper.
I guess that would make sense of just, this person
I ordered
is never...
8 boxes
they
from
order
them,
8 boxes,
I think.
and they're never around for locals or anything, so...
They probably think I'm a scalper, but it's okay because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! And not Pokemon. Because Pokemon is the one that's the big scalping thing. So
no,
just like,
you wouldn't be able
whatever,
to get 8 boxes from your local store if it was Pokemon. They'd be like, you may buy 1 box, maybe 2 if you're lucky, and that means that you got in quickly. Being able to get 8 boxes from your store, period,
I remember
doesn't
when people were
happen.
fighting in the Costco parking lot for Pokemon pins, and there were videos on Twitter, right? The worst thing is when you can recognize the Costco they were fighting in.
Oh
It
no.
was my Costco.
Oh.
It was my Costco, and I did not go to Costco that day.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I was about to go grocery shopping, and then I said, "No, it's okay.
Maybe not today.
Not the Costco today. Maybe I'll go to like the Asian supermarket instead. I can go there."
Anything favorite that you pick up while you're at the Asian supermarket? Because I have one near me that I go to about once a month myself.
I mostly just buy whatever I am feeling for that day, I guess, if it's on sale. If it's not on sale, then I just buy whatever else. There's not like a particular thing I always look out for. It's like I like the frozen dumplings because they're easy to like heat up and I can eat that quickly.
I
go there
have
for
2 bags
veggies
of frozen
and that
dumplings in
kinda
my
stuff.
freezer right now.
Yeah. So I go for that kind of stuff, but it's mostly just like whatever I see that's on sale, I will most likely be able to get and see like I can eat that.
Yeah. I usually look and see, what's on sale. Is anything good? Couple of frozen dumplings. Usually some eel. That place near me has like large, already cooked and
Yeah, it's like
sauced
it's
eel
in
for like
sauce and everything, right?
for like $15. And that's like
Yeah.
3 servings worth. And, for that, I'll buy 1 or 2 of those and eat them over the course of a couple weeks.
Yeah, the eel's always really good. I like having kimchi because kimchi is also a vegetable that I can just take out of like the container and put on my rice. And it's like, hey, look, I don't have to cook it. It's supposed to be eaten like this.
I actually haven't. So I've had kimchi before and not disliked it. I know that some people do not care for it. But I've never actually bought any. Do you have a recommended brand or anything? Or do you just go with whatever's on sale?
I recommend First Choice Kimchi, I believe it's called.
Mm-mm.
I like that one the best. Other kimchi is fine as well. It's just that I find that First Choice one doesn't it's like spicy, but it goes away really quickly, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's not like a super and it's not a spice that lingers, which is like
Yeah, it's
I
not an
like.
oppressive spice. That's the type
Yeah.
of thing that I don't like. That if it's got a bit of a kick to it, someone's like, ooh, yeah, I tasted that. That's good, but I'm not looking to necessarily feel it, 5 minutes after a single bite of it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of like quick spice. I'm not a fan of like lingering spice.
Yeah.
I don't like it when something sticks around for too long for like spicy stuff. Just because a lot of the stuff that does tend to stick around a lot, I feel the spiciness on the inside of my ears, and I don't like that.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, I don't like feeling spicy in the ears.
No. I don't know if I've ever felt spicy in the ears. That for me, it gets into my sinuses when it's really bad, but never the ears.
Oh, do you like wasabi then? Just because wasabi tends to be like the one that if you have too much of it
Nah.
goes to your sinuses.
Nah, I do not care for wasabi.
Oh, okay.
To be fair, I haven't tried wasabi in a long time, but I remember the last time I liked it that it was just sort of this, because like horseradishy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy sort of more flavorful spice where I can get it. So things like kimchi, buffalo sauces, things like that.
Yeah, for me, I like wasabi specifically when I'm eating like sushi and that kind of stuff. Just because my favorite form of fish is just fucking raw.
Yeah. I visited Japan
just
for the
raw.
first. I visited Japan for the first time last winter and was able to, had plenty of sushi. And unfortunately, the one time that I tried it with wasabi, they put on more than I would have liked, and it was just so overpowering that I couldn't even taste the fish anymore. So now that I think about it, I have actually tried wasabi in the not too
Yay!
recent past, and I still don't care for it. There we go.
Let's see. Actually, I have not cleaned out my locals. They restocked like 2 boxes, okay?
Aha.
I have not scalped them completely. How many can I add to my cart? Let me see. They've restocked like 4 boxes. Ooh, I'm not buying them. I'm not buying them.
Well, hey, chat, if you are looking for boxes of the new set and want Maple to open it for you, apparently there's 4 boxes still in stock, so get on that. It's not for you at that
Yeah.
point. Then it's just more content.
It's more content. I'm gonna be there forever. Me
Well,
opening
you
boxes forever.
Didn't necessarily promise that you would be adding them to this week's stream, but maybe in a later
Oh my
stream.
god. I think that's a lot.
Yeah.
12 boxes is a lot.
Will that be the most boxes that you've opened in a single stream?
Oh, for sure.
What's the previous high?
I think my previous like biggest opening would be like 6 or 7, I think.
Oh, okay, big jump there.
Yeah, it's like double.
Mm. Is there any,
It's a lot.
now were all 6 of those also for viewers or were those for you?
I think it was like 2 for me and like 4 or 5 for the viewers.
Mm.
Maybe more, actually. Maybe it was an 8-box opening, huh? I'm trying to remember. But all I know, it was like maybe 2 for me and the rest went to like box break for chat.
Well, good. That means that you were spending responsibly.
Yay!
Have you tracked
Responsibly.
over time the net gains or losses of just, okay, I bought these boxes and that you said you cycle them into the next boxes, but have you actually tracked, okay, this one I'm up $20, this one I was down 15 or whatever? Do you keep any sort of stats or records on those?
I keep how much each card was worth at the time of opening, but in terms of like how much I sold it for, I do not keep track of that. Just because it's like sometimes I sell it to like a friend that, actually like finds the buyer for me. Or like sometimes like chat wants to buy it, so I give it to them at like a bit of a discount because, it's like sometimes I pull a card they want and I can give you them a discount and that's really it. And sometimes I don't sell the card because no one wants it because it's garbage, but it's still worth 20 bucks. It's garbage, but it's worth $20, but I'm just stuck with it because no one fucking wants it. So it's like, did I really make money?
You don't sell it to the local shop or buy listed anywhere? It's always to folks that you know one way or another?
I prefer folks that I know first, so that way they can get first dibs, like Jack can get first dibs and that kind of stuff if they want it. And then after that, then I ask if my friend knows anyone that wants these cards, and then after that, I just put it up on eBay or some shit or Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, and at that point, that tracking is much more difficult. I was thinking that, if you had, all right, I always just bring it to the local store, or if I use TCG Player as a bulk buy list, then it might be practical. But no, at that point, that's way too much work.
I think if I went back to the local store that I bought these boxes from, they were going to start investigating if I have an insider at that store because I pull very well from their boxes.
Streamer lock.
Yeah, I think I rob them every time I open the boxes sometimes.
And you
because
can't
they
show them
obviously
the
have to open.
evidence. Video evidence
Yeah,
exists that you are opening
they
well.
have to open like boxes too to get to sell the singles sometimes, right? So they're probably opening up their case and being like, "Wow, this is dog shit."
It's always awful. Why is it always awful?
Meanwhile, they gave everything amazing to me.
Unknowingly.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that nobody at the store naturally knows about your channel.
No, I haven't advertised that. Hi, I'm actually streamer maple_ch, by the way, cha. I am here to buy the boxes. Watch my streams, haha. No. I haven't done that.
One day, do they have TVs in there? I know that at some of my local stores that they'll have, Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon streams just playing in the background every day for whatever. And that, one day you could walk and be like, why is my VOD up there?
I don't remember if they have any TVs. I don't think I've gone anywhere past the counter, actually. Now that I think about it. I went in there, for the locals area playing once, just because I had to sell a card. But, I don't think I've actually gone into the locals past the counter.
Well, I guess if you don't have cause to, then you don't have cause to.
Yeah.
Wrapping back a little bit, you mentioned that one of the songs that you're going to be doing upcoming is a Beyblade theme?
Yeah, Beyblade X Ending. Stay Gold, it's sung by Aro.
Is Beyblade something that you're a fan of, or did you just really like that song?
Yes, and yes. Yes.
What is your
Just yes,
history
I
with
guess.
Beyblade? Beyblade is something that I was never into, but that I am fascinated with its longevity because it feels like, Beyblade was big in the West when it first came out, and then I feel like it went away for a while, and then somewhere like 3-4 years ago, it just popped back up. And that I know they even had this huge, national tournament recently, in that there's apparently worlds for Beyblade, and it feels like it's
Worlds
bigger
for
than ever,
Beyblade
and I don't know where it
happens
came
in
from.
Tokyo, I believe in November this year. Yeah, Tokyo in November this year should be Beyblade World. Did you know that Beyblade, locals, will probably yield you better prizing than Yu-Gi-Oh? You could win a PlayStation 5 from Beyblade.
I was about to ask, what do they use for prizing? Because, like I said, I've never been into Beyblade, so I'm not sure. I don't think they have any equivalent of booster packs or randomization that when you are buying a new thing, you know what you're getting and that you can mix and match the parts, but I don't think there's any randomization to it. So I was thinking, all right, do they prize it in just, all right, this is a really, fancy or limited edition Beyblade, but they just use other things like PlayStation 5s, apparently.
Yeah, they can just use a PlayStation 5, which is very interesting. I think, oh god, what's the name of it in America? GameStop? Yeah, some GameStops host Beyblade locals, and that's where the prizing would be. So I guess it's just a PlayStation.
Okay, that makes sense, because then they're not paying retail for it, that they're getting, whatever supplier
I
bulk
believe
discount.
Walmart also hosts a lot of Beyblade tourneys. So regionals would be hosted at, let's say, a Walmart.
I've never heard of this, and now I'm just imagining going to a Walmart and seeing, however many dozen of Beyblade arenas set up.
Beyblade Nationals happened at Anime Expo that happened recently, by the way.
Yeah, that's how I heard about it.
Yeah, and I believe the next Beyblade, Nationals is happening sometime in August. I think it's actually at the Chicago Zoo.
Huh?
Yeah.
That is so confusing, but also incredibly fascinating.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's at a Chicago Zoo sometime in August.
I want to know who's in charge of their planning for events and booking of do they look for random venues? And at one point in time, does it occur to them, let's ask the zoo. We don't have a big convention there that we want to do. There's not, you're not going to do it at a stadium or something. There's not a good Walmart or whatever. How do they get to zoo?
I don't
and
know,
then also
but
the
at
fact
same
that the zoo
time-
says yes.
At the same time, Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds, day one Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds was memed the fact that we hosted that in the back room. So the fact that they're hosting it in a zoo, I find infinitely better.
Wait, Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals in the back rooms?
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds, day one, before they got everybody on stage for a big hype, it actually looked like they were playing in the back rooms.
I'm gonna have to look that up
Let me try
later.
to find you an image. Let's see. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds.
I would
back
assume they do
rooms.
it at a convention center or something, so it's probably gonna be this big kind of empty looking hall other than stuff, but I feel like that's how most, YCS Magic had Grand Prix, now they're called Magic Cons, but that it's usually just in a big exhibit hall like for a convention. But the back rooms, brings up a very particular type of image.
Yeah, no, Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds, day one, I think it was, 2023, Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds, day one, before they got everyone on the big stage and everything like that, it basically looked like they were playing in the back rooms.
Have you participated in any organized Beyblade events?
No, I'm just here witnessing and, following along. That would require me to go outside.
Entirely fair. A very dangerous and scary prospect indeed.
Yeah. So I'm kind of just being I guess I'll just watch Beyblade Worlds from home. But I just kind of follow along with Beyblade. I haven't really kept up with the anime, but I think spinning tops are neat.
They are. I've seen Beyblade competitions done from. It was actually a different charity streaming event that inspired my own. It's called Desert Bus for Hope, and that in this past year that they've been doing for like 18, 19 years now, that they had a nightly Beyblade tournament that for their week-long event, ultimately culminated in a championship, but that you get just these really intense battles that they can last sometimes less than 5 seconds, but sometimes you get these 30-second just incredible clashes, and it feels really intense.
Funny spinning tops are funny, basically, yeah. Funny spinning tops.
Now, there was Beyblade, there's Megaman, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon, but you also mentioned that you really were into Metabots.
Yeah, Metabots is also a lot of fun. I didn't really have like
nothing of Metabots.
many. So imagine instead of giving a 10-year-old a fire-breathing lizard, you actually give them a robot with guns.
Now, is this a digital robot, sort of like a
It's a
NetNavi,
real
or
robot.
it is a real robot
It's
with guns?
It's a physical robot that you get that you can press a button on your watch that will spawn them from your house.
From your house, not from your watch.
Yeah, the meta parts, I believe, are just stored elsewhere, and you can just spawn them from
They just
your
get
watch.
deployed.
Yeah, they just get deployed. Maybe they're stored in the watch, who knows? But anyways. Yeah, you just get a robot that has guns. Sometimes swords. Sometimes they have both. Oh, like the Metabots in game, that you can literally shoot napalm.
A perfectly reasonable thing to give to a child.
Yeah.
I am certain that nothing will go wrong. Property damage, not going to be an issue. Potential for crime, totally not something to worry about at all.
Yeah, of course not. No. That would be silly. Worrying about crime is silly.
How does Metabots get introduced to you? What is the origin story of that for you?
I turned on the TV one day, and Metabots
fair.
is playing.
And the rest is
and
history.
I was like, neat! TV time!
Yay!
TV time!
It's TV time!
TV time! Yeah, it's TV time. And that was basically, and I was like, ooh, Metabots. And then I ended up finding the Game Boy Advance game later for the emulator, and I played that.
I was actually just
I played
looking
the
up
shit out of
images
that.
of Metabots to, see what this is, and I see the Metabots GBA game here, Meta B, and there's also
Meta B
Metabots
and
Meta B version
Rakusho.
AX.
Yeah. Well, let's see. There's Metabots, Meta B, and Rakusho, which are like the mainline like RPG style games, and AX is kind of like, I guess the platform fighter version of the game. So I was very bad at the platform fighter version. So I just played the RPG, and they have very silly dialogue. It's very typical of what you expect out of, here's a world where all elementary schoolers actually, or adults, are at any time can deploy a robot just meant for
Standard
fighting
issue.
each other. Yeah. Your standard elementary school issued robot.
And you get a robot with a gun, and you get a robot with napalm. It's going to be great. We're going to have so much fun at recess.
You're gonna have a lot of fun. You challenge kids to the row battle, and if you lose, you have to give a part from your Metabot that you used in battle.
Is it possible that you can lose all of the parts and then not have a Metabot?
So
or
if you lose
does it
a
then
game,
get reduced to
if
like
you lose,
skeleton?
If you lose a row battle in the early game, you just have to. It's just game over because you no longer have a functioning Metabot.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, I'm thinking, all right, so schoolyard, little Timmy played, and his Metabot's just dead.
Yeah, so he would need to go buy a new head for it. Like, just straight up, go buy a new head. Or a new arm. Maybe legs. Who knows?
Where do you get them? From the Metabot store, of course.
The Metabot store. Actually, in the game, we get our Metabots from the convenience store.
That's what Lawson and 7-Eleven
Yeah,
and
we got
Family Mart
Meta
need to
B from
start stocking.
7-Eleven. Just straight up 7-Eleven.
I love series that are just completely irreverent like that. That it's
Yeah.
I appreciate when they just say, we understand the concept of logic, and we are choosing to ignore it. Thank you very much. And I respect that. I like series less if they try to be realistic and then break realism in like one or two egregious spots versus just give me from the get-go where your standards are. And as long as you're consistent, that's fine. And if you just want to be wild off the wall from the start, good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the fact that we actually get our Metabot at a very good deal, actually. We get an entire functioning robot with guns and missiles and everything for $50 in that game.
Ooh, not bad. And, account for inflation and whatnot, but still, not bad.
$50. That's like less than like, I want to say a Switch game.
Yeah, nowadays for sure.
Yeah, that's just better than a Switch game.
Have you gotten the Switch 2 yet? / do you have any interest? I have not either.
I have not gotten it, and I will think about getting it maybe when Pokemon Legends ZA comes out. If I see performance issues on the Switch 1, but I might just be like, all right, it's time to get the Switch 2. I want to play Legends ZA, and I want to maybe do an absurd challenge with, because, hey, what's Pokemon without a little bit of spice?
Yeah.
That's exactly where I'm at for the Switch 2 as well. That for a while, I didn't get the Switch 1 at release. Got it, like 6-7-ish months after. I got the DS and the Wii at release. But for the Switch 2, I did not even attempt to try and get one. It was just like, there's nothing I want at release. I know that there are 3 games I want before year's end that I will try to get a Switch 2 for. And one of them is Legends ZA. The other is the new Professor Layton game and Kirby Air Riders.
Oh, yeah. I really want to play the Kirby Air Ride and like Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm like thinking though, I remember when people were first like getting the Switch 2, it was really hard to get in my area. But just last week when I went to Costco, you could get a Switch 2 at Costco.
Nice.
It was just there. I was like, oh, well, now even though the temptation's in front of me, I still have no desire to buy you because you're still $800.
Yeah. Wait, 800? That...
It was the Switch 2
800
plus
Canadian.
Mario Kart. Yeah, Canadian. Yeah, Monopoly money, by the way. Monopoly. It's fake money, but it's real to me.
Every money's fake if you think hard enough. And every money's real if you think hard enough.
Yeah, so it was just $800 for, I believe, Switch 2, Mario Kart World, and maybe a membership. I forget for how long. The online membership.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned that you're interested in Kirby Air Riders, so did you play the original at all?
No, the only Kirby game I actually think I 100% did is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Actually,
so I played
that's one of the ones I
shit
didn't.
out of that one. Yeah, I think that one I actually 100% did, which is very rare for someone like me who has reset things because they couldn't figure shit out. So yeah, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, I ended up 100%ing. And then, yeah, I just like Kirby.
Kirby is
Kirby's
a very good
neat.
One.
Yeah, I think Kirby's kind of neat.
He's shaped like a friend.
Yeah, he's so friend-shaped. He's perfect.
You mentioned to me that one thing you enjoy doing is that you like gachapon boxes.
Yeah, I do.
Not like the gachapon machine ball ones, but the different boxes that there are different ones for Pokemon, different series. Do you have any favorites in your collection?
Oh, let's see. I'm trying to like, I have it like in a nice box behind me. I just had, okay, hold up. Let me turn around. Oh. So like, there's this really cool Rayquaza.
Ooh.
Bro, shiny.
Shiny Rayquaza is such a good one.
There's a nice Ninetales one. I think those two are definitely my favorite. And then there's the Gyarados with the, what is it? The Hokusai wave behind him.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, those ones are really, really nice. I really like them just because they're like 800 yen for one box, but like the quality of the actual, like, the toy, the plastic, what do you want to call it, the figure, is really, really good.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite Pokemon?
Fuecoco is very friend shape. I like Rufflet as well. For like the little guys, my favorite big guy is definitely Rayquaza.
Very fair, very fair. And like you said, the shiny form is just honestly probably one of the best they've done.
He's so cool. He's just so cool.
The black and gold goes so nicely together. It's very slick. Have you ever done shiny hunting, or have you kept your Pokemon challenges to the Nuzlocke?
Oh, I've just kept it to like Nuzlocks and randomizers. I think shiny hunting is a bit too much for me even.
Yeah, I could
Like,
see myself
it's
someday.
one thing. Yeah, it's one thing having like a randomized like seed and you kind of go through everything. Everything's still like a little bit different despite being still Pokemon. Everything when you reset it's a different opportunity, I guess. But for shiny hunting, you're kind of just hunting the same thing.
Yeah. And at least, you know, if you're going to do a stream, then it's sort of a just chatting stream with the shiny hunt in the background. But yeah, I've never had the patience for it. Even when they had, like, there was the chain mechanic, I think, in Gen 4 or something, and that it was supposed to make things easier. I was like, so no, I do not care that much.
Yeah, I personally don't care too much for shiny hunting. It's just like, sometimes I think their color schemes are neat, but they're not neat enough for me to chain, like, I don't know. Sometimes you get lucky and it's on chain 5, and sometimes life sucks and you're on chain 1000, you know? Yeah, so it's like, if I'm gonna be there for hours, I'd rather be dying in Kaizo.
Yeah. You mentioned you're looking forward to ZA. Did you actually 100% Arceus and fight God?
No.
It is one of the few Pokemon games that I actually completed the Pokedex for because I did want to fight God and it was neat.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not finish that game because, oh god, I think I remember I bought it, I played it, and then I started getting really busy, and then when you get busy, sometimes you forget to go back to things. Yeah.
I forgot to finish Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like 3/4 the way through and I still need to do that.
So, like, I bought that game, and I think it's still in the fucking box.
Oh, okay. I will tell anyone if you don't.
Yeah.
Cool, great, awesome. Secret safe.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway. I did really enjoy Legends Arceus. If you ever get around to going back in prep for ZA or something. But I'm very much looking forward to ZA, and I'm excited that they are continuing the side series. But I'm also very scared because I can't remember the last time that Pokemon kept up with a side series for more than, like, 3 iterations.
Yeah, it's not exact. Pokemon doesn't have like the best track record of keeping up with their games, but I want to say that Pokemon's Legend Arceus stopped getting updates specifically because Pokemon Legends, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet came out like a couple months after.
Later that year, because Arceus.
Yeah, later that year. Okay.
Because Arceus was in January, and Scarlet Violet, I think, was November.
Yeah, I want to say that they just stopped releasing updates because they had to just work on, you know, the mainline Pokemon game, which kind of sucks because I liked Legends Arceus when I did play it.
But even for some of their really successful ones, like the Mystery Dungeons, that they did, I think, 3 iterations.
Yeah, so there is the first one, Red Rescue Team, and then they had Blue for the DS, and then they had
those released
for
at the
the
same
Sky
time.
for the DS, and then after that there was Gates to Infinity, I believe, and then after that there was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Super Mystery Dungeon. So there's 4.
That might be the longest side series that they've run.
Yeah, and then they remade Red Rescue Team to Red Rescue Team DX for like Switch release in a different like style. I still personally like the old one better just because I don't like how they got rid of the basic attack where you just like press A to like just slam your body.
They got rid of the
into
basic
next
attack?
Pokemon. Yeah, the DX version doesn't have basic attacking.
What?
Yeah, so I'm like,
that feels like such a core mechanic.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I ran out. I want to preserve like PP, then I'm just going to basic attack.
That completely changes the strategy.
Yeah, I forget if they just increased the bag size or made it unlimited, which makes it a bit different. You can just like buy more elixirs. But I kind of like the resource management that
Yeah, I
you
was
just
about
get
to
with
say,
like
I think
you have to
that's
bring like 20 and just pick up as you go. I
yeah,
thought it was a lot of fun.
that you have to manage the PP for the moves. That you can't just be
Yeah,
spamming
manage
your
the
elemental attack
PP.
each time that you do that. Oh,
Yeah,
I
right.
don't like that design change.
I like the original just because I really liked basic attacking because it made me feel so smart for preserving like moves.
Yeah, and at a point, it also just becomes more time efficient because, all right, I'm going back to an older dungeon to sweep up some old quests or get some experience, and that I don't
Yeah.
need to bother doing it. So just step A, repeat.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite
So
side
yeah.
series overall for Pokemon?
Oh yeah, well, Mystery Dungeon would be there.
Okay.
Well, we're talking about Mystery Dungeon for Pokemon, and it's kind of my favorite, you know?
A highlight indeed, yeah. That
Explorers of Sky was like amazing. I started with the Red Rescue Team, but I really liked Explorers of Sky.
yeah. Which was the one that had Dialga? I forget.
Where Bro went evil and
Yeah,
Primal Dialga.
Primal.
Yeah, that's Explorers of Sky.
Okay, yeah. That was one that I really liked because I did play Blue because that was the one on the DS. Red was on the GBA, and they were released at the same time, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Sky was really good, and that I think that's probably some of the best plot writing that the franchise has ever had, just across the board.
Yeah, I really like the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon plot.
Yeah, and
It was like the first isekai.
oh
It was
God,
my
it is an
first isekai.
Oh God, it is an isekai.
It was my first isekai. Was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
And their tendency to drop series is a double-edged sword because, all right, if they were to keep a certain side series just indefinitely, that means they can't experiment with new ones. And that's part of the cool thing about Pokemon, that they have tried so many different ones, and that the fact that I don't know if they force themselves and say, hey, we don't want to keep it up for that reason because we want to keep trying new things, or if, there's some other logic behind it. But it has been neat to see all the places that they've gone over the years, from Troze and Puzzle League, Snap being just finally getting the second Snap.
Yeah, I need to play Pokemon Snap. Well, actually, I need to buy it first, and then I should play it.
First one is very short. The second one, I think, is actually a bit too long. And some of the shots are a little convoluted, actually. It's very fun and relaxing if you're just going from a casual complete the plot standpoint. But if you want to go the full completionist route, I fully believe that you need a guide to do it. There's so many things that are, I need to throw an apple at this particular thing in this early part of the stage, and then later I need to do that follow-up thing. That way, these two Pokemon that have been nudged from their initial spots will then meet up in this one particular side area if you look to the left for these couple of frames. And I don't think it's realistic to actually find those all on your own. But that isn't required to actually beat the game, progress to the next areas and whatnot. So if you're just looking to have a good time, it is a very fun and very pretty game.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of very nice like images from like the new Pokemon Snap and that kind of stuff. But I'm kind of out here being like, well, maybe when I beat Kaizo.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're a little bit preoccupied at the moment with the laboratory.
I'm a bit preoccupied with being bad at Pokemon.
I don't think you're bad at Pokemon. I think that you're playing randomized Ironmon.
Anyways, I should be lucky instead of good.
What is the luckiest Pokemon that you've gotten yet? Of just, holy cow, this is an amazing ability or great set of stats and move.
Oh, here, let me... I think I know which one was like absolutely amazing, but still died anyways. Let me try to find that one real quick. It was like on my... It was on my low tick that died recently. Let's see. Do I have the time for that one? Okay, anyways, it died recently, but it had like 4 really, really good moves. And then... Did it also have soundproof? Anyways, it got burned in Brock's gym. I didn't have any heals and died to a Spinda.
Aw, man.
Yeah, so I forget exactly what the Milotic had, but it was a really, really good Pokemon.
Ah,
But unfortunately, we could just not survive Brock's gym.
so it goes. And Brock was
Yeah.
our friend in the anime, and now he's just sort of he's that
Now he's
person
just
that you see
fucking
way
killing
too often
me.
and just not super happy to see him. Just like, hey, Brock, let's get this over with. Please, I do not want to see you again.
Yeah, for me, if anything, it'd be nice to see Brock a little bit more often, just because sometimes I die in the woods.
That's fair, too.
Yeah. It would be nice to see him a bit more often. Because recently I have been having a lot of trouble even seeing him, so...
Ugh.
Sometimes you go an entire stream without seeing Brock once, and sometimes you go, like, an entire stream and seeing him, like, 5 times. It's really... It's just Kaizo Ironmon at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah,
Shit happens.
it does. Other than
Shit
Mystery
happens.
Dungeon,
A lot of shit.
other than Mystery Dungeon, is there a side series that you would like to see them pick up again?
I'm trying to think of Pokemon side series. I know people said a lot of good things about, like, Colosseum, but I've never actually had a chance to play that myself.
I have a love-hate relationship with Colosseum. I think it was okay. Double battles are neat. I didn't like the fact that you don't have a lot of agency over your team building, that you can only catch those shadow Pokemon, and the number is entirely fixed, the species are entirely fixed, and you get one shot at them. And if you miss it, you don't get it. And I can appreciate that, again, from a resource management standpoint, but I feel like a big part of Pokemon is being able to really build your team and having that freedom to explore and whatnot. I would want to see, if they went back to Colosseum, a way to catch non-shadow Pokemon. I don't
Colosseum had shadow Pokemon? Oh man, I'm
know.
trying
Oh
to
wait, sorry, no,
remember, like,
I'm
that's
thinking.
Gale of Darkness, right?
No, it was Colosseum, because
Oh,
it
was
was
it
Colosseum and
Colosseum?
then
Oh my God.
Gale of Darkness. Yeah, because Gale of Darkness was the sequel to Colosseum.
That's the next one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I just remember Shadow Lugia on, like, the cover, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one with the shadow Pokemon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I asked this question. I usually have an answer for the questions that I ask. I can't even think right now off the top of my head which one I would want a continuation for. I think for a while it was just I wanted a second Legends game because I really enjoyed Arceus.
And you're getting one. So.
Yay!
Yay!
It would be interesting to see how they're able to make a single city feel like an entire region.
Yeah, I heard it's only gonna be the city, so I was like, oh. Well, I hope that city's, like, really fucking big, because
Yeah.
I have my doubts, you know?
I think they're making it in terms of actual scale, comparable to what they had in the previous game, because I can't imagine that they're just going to downsize in that way in their sequel. So
Yeah, right.
it's just a very big city. And to be fair, Lumio City is, I think it was Paris was the analogy for that gen. So, it's a big city, and I know they're going to have different areas that will probably behave as, it's the grass area, the water area. But it'll be interesting to see how they do that from the design standpoint.
Like, I'm having a tough time seeing the vision, but I hope I'm impressed with the vision, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the idea that we are going to be coming up on Gen 10. Is-
We're all
It's cool and also kind of terrifying, and
It is.
I feel like there's going to be very high expectations for them, because obviously after the performance issues around Scarlet Violet, which I'm actually kind of a Pokemon apologist for, that I think that they shipped a perfect battle game. None of the bugs that I ever saw were ever in battle, and for the literal billions of possible iterations of abilities, attack statuses, what have you, I don't think I've ever seen somebody crash in that game in battle. It's all just overworld stuff.
I think the only battle stuff that people have said complaints about for, like, people that have played, like, VGC is that sometimes when they double click A because they know what they want to do, since the game will, like, lag, It's like they know what they want to do, so they like input A and down, like down and A, right? But the game didn't register the down before they registered, like, since the lag prevented them from actually getting their input
So
in.
it didn't select
they
the right
registered
move.
as clicking A. So yeah, so they couldn't select the right move. And since they're playing on a timer, they want to be quick if they know what they're gonna do.
Well, if you know what
But
you're going to do, the
unfortunately,
timer is
lag.
long enough for you to take
Yeah.
the 2 seconds, but I can also appreciate that. But
Yeah.
again, that's a performance issue, not a
Yeah, it's performance issue.
combat issue itself.
I heard all those like performance issues, or like at least most of them, were fixed when the Switch 2 kind of shipped.
That's
So
what
I'm
I've
saying that
heard,
they
so-
probably. I can't confirm it since I don't have a Switch 2.
I haven't either,
But
but
all I'm going to say is that I've heard that the Switch 2 fixes a lot of things, so I'm going to assume that they made this game for the Switch 2, and then said,
That's the
"Yeah, we
hope.
can chuck it on the Switch 1."
Yep.
Yeah, we hope.
Because obviously that was rather awkward for the release of Scarlet Violet, and I suppose in some ways they aren't necessarily incentivized to change because it was the best-selling console exclusive release of all time.
Yeah, no, it will
So-
sell. The newest Pokemon
Oh, it
game
always
will
will.
always sell.
Pokemon, short
Never
of
punish.
something catastrophic, like
Mm-mm.
unless it is actually unplayable, crashing in battle, Pokemon is about as close as too big to fail as you can get in terms of gaming IP at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
But still,
like,
it's Generation 10. People are going to have expectations because of our numeric system that we have decided is base 10 for whatever reason. And that 10, it's big. It carries weight. It is something sentimental and obviously, yeah, from the we're kind of getting old standpoint, but it's also really cool because back in the day, they said, oh, Pokemon's going to be a fad. It's going to be just here and gone. And here we are, 25, it's probably going to be 30 years by the time Gen 10 comes out. And the highest grossing multimedia franchise of all time. And the second place is quite far behind. I think it's Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty. That's insane. I forgot how big Hello Kitty is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sanrio is huge. And there's like 20 different types of Hello Kitty.
I know that there was the recent vote
Yeah,
for
the
annual
recent
favorite character.
voting.
I do not Sanrio at all. Do you?
I know because my gen mates had a debate where they were debating on who's better, Pom Pom Pudding or Cinnamon Roll, and one of them accused Pom Pom Pudding of causing 9/11.
I knew it. Also, I'm just wrong.
9/11 was a Pom Pom Pudding job.
It turns out that Hello Kitty is actually farther down the list than I thought. I was misremembering. I was just remembering that it was on the list, and it is there as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the 10th highest grossing multimedia franchise in history. So still very impressive at $33.5 billion. The second highest grossing is Mickey Mouse and Friends at $61.2 million. So a little less than double of Hello Kitty.
Okay.
Pokemon is 101.9 billion. It is not close.
Yeah, that's quite a number.
Yeah.
Yeah. That do be a number.
And 91.6 of that is retail sales. And I'm curious if retail sales includes the games, because 8.9 is the mobile games specifically. Wonder how much of the retail the video game is. But anyways, Pokemon's real big. And I'm just glad the kids today are
Yeah.
still growing up with Pokemon, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Like, oh, I'm just thinking though, it's just like they're probably playing Pokemon Pocket.
Yeah. Did you... I forget, did you play the Pokemon TCG at all at any point?
I have not played Pokemon TCG. I've opened like Japanese booster boxes just because it's hard to really get hands on the English boxes.
Yeah.
But like, I haven't played Pokemon TCG. Maybe I'll learn one of these days, but it's mostly for Pokemon. For me, I kind of just like collecting shiny artwork, and that's where I stop, really.
Yeah.
I've tried Pokemon Pocket, but I don't know. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. It feels really, really slow.
Yeah. I played the Pokemon TCG for Game Boy Color back in the day, and that is the
shit.
extent of it for me. I collected Pokemon cards for the shiny and pretty art back in the day, and I do have a base set Charizard. It is not first edition or shadowless, so it is not crazy expensive, sadly.
Yeah.
But I have those memories and some of those early cards, but never actually got into the TCG proper at all.
My cousins gave me like their leftover Pokemon cards, but their leftover Pokemon cards was maybe like one Pokemon, and the rest of their leftovers were energy cards.
Oh,
You see,
what a tease.
I never got booster boxes, but my cousins would give me all their leftover cards, so that's why as an adult, I just buy booster boxes.
Expendable income.
Expendable income.
That can be written off as a tax deduction if you open it on stream.
Yay!
We love tax deductions. Please consult your tax professional. This is not tax advice. Disclaimer. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I do know that you're running a little bit low on time, and I have just a couple last questions that I ask all my guests. The first is, do you have any goals for the rest of the year? So we're just about to be hitting August, a little less than half left, but still fair couple of months to work with. So whether it's something that you have announced or perhaps a project that you can talk about in the vaguest of senses, or if there's something in terms of like numeric goals, is there anything you're hoping to accomplish before the end of the year?
I had a slideshow at the beginning of the year for this shit. Where the fuck did I put it?
Check the notes, check the notes.
God, wait. I can find it. What the fuck did I plan? I found it. I made a PowerPoint. Where the fuck are my goals?
Do you do
I have
a
a lot of covers.
PowerPoint every year?
I think so, actually. I probably
That's
have the one
neat.
from the year before that. I wanted to get to 20k subs on main, which is kind of far away since I'm like almost at 8k, but maybe it's possible. Who knows? Numeric goals, I wanted 10k followers on Twitch, which I think is a bit more possible since how many do I fucking have now? Let's see. It's loading. I have 7,411.
Yeah, that's
Which is a bit
possible by
more
the end of the year.
I think it's possible. And let's see. I have a yapping session once every month or two. I think I've been doing that. Good enough for me. I wanted to make 3 scripted videos. I haven't done one, so I have to haul ass, don't I? Wow.
Well,
anyway.
Well, you do have time.
I have time.
All right, the cheat code here is you said scripted videos. You didn't say how long. So each video is one word, and it's gonna be scripted.
If I do a short, technically that counts, right? Yeah. Oh my god. I can tell the story of why I don't play Tag Force anymore because I got like this one guy that asked if I can fly out to go see him in Alberta for a New Year's festival, and he didn't want to pay for my ticket. I was gonna say no anyways.
Oh, how wonderful. Yes.
So this is why I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force on stream, because I attract all the weirdos for some reason.
Interesting that it's Tag Force specifically and not Master
I think
Duel.
I have been asked for my hand in marriage in chat 5 times, and 4 out of 5 times was from Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force specifically.
Wow.
I'm not saying that there's a pattern, but I'm saying out of my small sample size, the Tag Force fans are not representing themselves very well.
Correlation does not equal causation, but we have a correlation
Too much
here.
correlation. It's like out of all the marriage proposals that I have received specifically in chat only, I want to say 4 of them happened when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force.
Do you remember what the 5th was?
I think I was playing Pokemon. No, I was doing karaoke. Yeah, I was singing and bro went marry me, and I was like, banned bitch. Yeah, just life. Just getting asked out for, not asked out actually, marriage, or straight up marriage when you play
yes.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force. That's the difference. It wasn't getting asked out. They wanted to skip that step actually.
I've always wondered what people think people are going to say to those. Do they want, like, is that just the, oh,
It's like,
I'm going to do something because
said
I want the
yes?
attention to be banned, and even if it's that,
Yeah, right?
or do they actually think they're going to get someone who considers it for even as long as a second?
Right? I do wonder that. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't know them. And it's not like it's people that have been around the community for a long time either. It's more of like they probably watch the stream
first time
like
chatter.
twice. Yeah, right. It's like, or they've been around and suddenly they felt like the urge for marriage, and I'm like, wow, who are you?
Any other goals for the year? Even things that aren't numeric, just could be projects, or if there's
yeah, I
type of
guess
stream.
like those scripted videos and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I know the scripted videos, I wanted one of them to be of when I beat Kaizo Ironmon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one, I guess.
We
In
will
terms
get
of, like-
there eventually. Probably.
In terms of other goals, I wanted to go to bed before 4 a.m., which I did do after I debuted in Glitch Stars because the debut stuff was over. But when I was preparing for debuting Glitch Stars, I was not following that at all.
We've all been there, and debut.
Yeah.
If there's ever gonna be a time to not go to sleep before 4 a.m. for a couple days, weeks potentially, debut is at least one that I look at and say, hey, that is a big thing, and to push yourself there, that's fine as long as afterwards you do sleep.
Yeah, and like another goal that looks like I already have accomplished is go back to dual streaming on YouTube and Twitch.
Hey,
I've been doing that. So that's neat because at first I stopped dual streaming on YouTube and Twitch just because the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force weirdos would show up and talk about like marriage and like, hey, would you like to marry me? Maple, would you be my girlfriend? And one time I had these two guys talk about their Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan fiction in my chat, and I was like, I really could not care about your Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan fiction.
Wow, I've
really
seen
don't
the
care.
don't role play type of rule in most folks' streams. I never even thought of don't discuss your fan fiction.
Yeah,
as a
don't
rule.
discuss your fan fiction
Wow.
in my chat. Thank you. And like, I think I had one guy be like so happy to have conversation with another guy in the YouTube chat that he was like, oh, give me a second. I'm gonna give you my number.
No. Here I was thinking that he's going to say, this is my Discord handle. Let's continue this in DMs. And at
right?
least that's, it's weird, but it's mildly appropriate because
Like
it's
the
saying,
other
hey, let's
chatter
not do
basically
this
had
here.
to like type in all caps, being like, no, no, no.
Do not dox yourself.
Do not do this. And he was like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh
That
yeah.
alone tells me that they should be banned because that is a child.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I banned them after that, but it's been a while. So yeah, I didn't stream on YouTube for a long time because I thought YouTube chatters were all really weird. But then I put 2 and 2 together. It wasn't YouTube chat. It was YouTube chat when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force. So really, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force that's the problem. I want to say
We keep getting more data
specifically
on
GX.
it.
Yep. I'll find out when I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force like 5Ds, which is like the one with motorcycles on it, if things are different. Because so far, the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX fans have not been very good.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But also confusing because you would think that the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX fans would be closer to our age because it's old at this point.
You would think, but at the same time, it's like, no offense to like the Yu-Gi boomers and that kind of stuff, but I do believe they are the hungriest person at a buffet. They get the most content, but they can never be full.
Is it
I feel
bad
like-
that
I
I
feel like
understand
it's-
exactly what you're saying and I don't disagree?
Yeah, it's like, I feel that like the Yu-Gi boomers, they're like the hungriest person at a buffet. And this is not all of them, obviously, but it's very obvious when they are that type of person, you know?
Yeah. Still, all that crazy Tag 4 stuff aside, that's, I'm excited that you're getting back to both YouTube and Twitch, and I'm actually going to be... You reminded me as part of that I need to get off my butt and do that, and I'm going to actually probably do that later this week because I'm paying off a charity marathon goal, which was to do a dramatic reading of a script I've done in the past. The Bee Movie, The Room, and the 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie. And I still have to pay off this one, and I need to triple check that I hadn't promised anything specific. And assuming I didn't, which I think I didn't, the one that I've chosen is a reading of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So that should be quite fun, and I'm probably going to lock that in for actually later this week, and I'm going to then use that as my experiment for multi-streaming. So,
Neat.
Thank you for reminding me for all that.
Yeah.
And the last
if you need
question...
recommendations, then like I used to use a simple plugin for like my multi-streaming.
I might ping you about that in a day or two, because
Sure.
if memory serves, I think I even saw, like, I was looking up instructions a while back for multi-streaming and just never actually got to finalizing it. But I might ping you if I run into any difficulties.
Sure.
And the last question I ask all my guests is, what does being a VTuber mean to you? And that's not...
What does being a VTuber mean to me?
Yeah, and that's not what is the definition of a VTuber, but different people get different things from VTubing. I've had folks say, VTubing lets me get in touch with my inner child. It lets me be someone I can't be in real life. I've had others who have a more clinical approach, perhaps, that have said, I like my model. I think it's neat. I don't have a deep emotional attachment to it, but as an entertainer, I think it enables me to do things that I couldn't do as a facecam streamer. It enables my creativity in a way, even if I don't ever actually try to be the character. I am just myself, and that this is sort of the mask that I wear, the costume that I put on for my show. And those are pretty different approaches and views of VTubing, and there's things beyond that, there's things between that, and there's no wrong way to be a VTuber. But for you, Maple, what does being a VTuber mean to you?
I don't think I've actually ever thought of that. I just like it. I just knew I wanted to make content, and I thought being an anime girl was neat. I don't know. I kind of just do things because I like them.
That's entirely fair, and...
Yeah.
Well, I never know how people will answer that question.
At my content, at my content planning meeting with like the duologues and that kind of stuff, he asked me what my goals were, and I'm like, do I have to have one? And he's like, yes. We're here to help you, and they need to help me based off of goals, right? I'm like, can I figure that out later? He's like, okay. So I'm kind of just here being like, I like it because I like it. Yeah.
But you are nothing if not consistent, Maple, because I ask that question every show, and I never know how people will answer, but every answer always makes sense, one way or another, and that it usually ties into something that has been brought up during the show, because just people's approaches and mindsets relative to VTubing as a whole usually presents itself one way or another in either their content, their interests, something somewhere along the line. And as we've discussed multiple times, that you said that you were perhaps not a good interview subject in some ways because you just do the things that you like. And first off, I think you are a fantastic interview subject that I just need to ask not those background, how did this happen questions. Some folks, like you said, have those big stories, but the angle for you is different interests and memories and stories in that way. And that, I've had a great time. I hope you have too. But for VTubing, that as soon as you said you think it's cool and because you wanted to, I just sort of had the light bulb of, I should have seen that coming. That's entirely consistent. That is exactly how you approach things. You look for what is fun to you, and you do it. And if it is not
I
fun,
just
you
do
don't
it.
do it.
Yeah, that's it, really. It's like, I think VTubing is fun, so I do it. I think making content creator as an anime, being a content creator as an anime girl is fun, so I do it. I think singing is neat, and I think I'm good at it, so I do it. That's really it.
And I think that's an incredibly healthy way to go about things. That I made this show because I was bored. The channel's not even monetized. I just do this because it's fun. I very much... I think I'm a little less impulsive than you are, in that I usually will think about things and perhaps to my own detriment overthink things. But that when you have an idea that you are confident, you're like, this is something I want to do, I'm going to do it. And you do.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are, and you've been doing it quite well.
Yay! Yeah, it's more of like, if I have disposable income and things I want to do, then I can just put 2 and 2 together.
Then why not?
Yeah.
Well, before we get
So
going,
here we are.
do you have anything that you want to plug? I know that you have a couple more streams this week, that you're doing more Kaizo Ironmon tomorrow, among other things, but anything, whether it be this week or upcoming, that you want to make sure that people know to check out?
Cover song releases on Thursday. Yeah, that's it. That's like the main thing that's on my mind right now. And anything else, I don't know, follow for it, right?
Yes, indeed. And there is the shout out right there. So if for some absurd reason you are not already following Maple, please be sure to correct that. There's also the link down in the channel panels, video description, what have you. And you can also see her, again, I almost said SoundCloud, the Spotify, which I'm actually going to be listening to a couple things, because I didn't have time to listen to your cover of Escape from the City, but I adore that song.
Yeah, that's on Spotify, YouTube Music. Like,
Yeah.
I remember for that one, it's just like, I remember the MV got delayed forever. Then I got sad because, like, you know, after getting, like, ghosted for the 3rd time for a music video on the same song, then you're like, I'll try this again later. I'll just try this one again later. Maybe I'll be lucky another time, you know? So
And
I ended
eventually
up
you
just, like,
were.
being like, yeah, I ended up just being like, fuck it, I'll just upload to Spotify and YouTube Music, call it for now, and be happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely do be sure to check out that, folks. And if you are interested, you can follow me here on Twitch, Twitter, and Blue Sky. It's just Vtuber Talk in all places. And speaking of which, thank you very much to The Last Cosmic and Insert Creative Name. I feel like I've seen Insert Creative Name here, but maybe it's just Insert Creative Name. But anyways, thank you for the follows. Hope you enjoyed the show. I really appreciate folks who stop by. I know that most of the folks are here for my guests, but the fact that you are spending any amount of time to support Maple and support me, very much appreciated. So thank you very much. And obviously to you, Maple, as well. Vtuber Talk does not exist without the guests, literally, plain and simple. So I really do appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedule to be here. And this has been just an absolute joy.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
The last actual question I have is perhaps one of the hardest. Who do you like us to raid?
Ah, shit. Who's online? Let me see.
While she looks over that, like I said, folks, also, Wartrons, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome on in. That I will probably be doing that stream of Monty Python the Holy Grail this Thursday or Friday. Need to double check a couple things, but that's going to be a lot of fun. I've actually found a annotated version, which includes some very wittily written narration, so it should be a lot of fun. And I will be doing voices.
Do you guys want Peak or League of Legends?
Ooh.
Do they want Peak or League of Legends?
Send in the chat. I never actually took affiliate, so I don't have polls. Admittedly, I probably should have asked that before doing the spiel in the last questions, but...
Which one? I don't know. I don't know. If anything, I guess,
do you play League at all?
Flip.
Did you play League at any point?
Oh, I did. I did during, like, high school.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Fortune says, Maple, I hate you for that question.
and university. And then like after university, after I graduated, my friend group, we still played League together.
Okay, I think
Alright.
that's the way to play. If you're playing specifically with a
Yeah.
group of friends, that is the way to not be toxic. And I say this as someone who only ever played like 5 matches of League, but it was with friends, and I didn't have the time to invest in it, but I can understand, oh, this is a neat thing to do if you have your dedicated play group. But I am not
Alright.
interested in doing anything in terms of random matches.
Anyways,
Well, I think
it
we
looks
have a raid
like-
target, so we're going to Mekon.
Mekon plays
Bear
occasionally.
VTuber.
No, I uninstalled because I needed room to install Helldivers because that game is like over 200 gigabytes for whatever reason. Like
Oh,
I
have
like
some friends that are
Helldivers.
so into
but holy
Helldivers. I
shit.
never actually played that one.
It's 200 gigabytes of space at
That's
minimum, by the way.
wild.
So I uninstalled like so many different like games, by the way. I'm just being like, oh shit, okay, I guess League's gotta go because I was invited to a Helldivers collab.
Well, be sure to let Mekon know that Maple sent you all. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm Jay. This has been Vtuber Talk. She's Maple. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening, everybody, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.